The hardest thing for people to accept is the truth. The truth doesn't bend to make you comfortable. It doesn't dress itself up to protect your feelings. The truth is raw. The truth exposes. The truth is like a mirror. It doesn't lie and it doesn't flatter. But most people would rather live inside a comfortable lie than step into a painful truth that could change their life. The truth tells you that the reason you're stuck is not because life is unfair, but because you've been wasting time. The truth tells you that your dream is still a dream because you haven't done the work. The truth whispers to you late at night when your excuses can't cover you. It's telling you, you could have done more today. You could have fought harder. You could have shown up differently. But instead of facing it, people silence it with distractions. No one wants to hear the truth because truth requires action. If you accept the truth, then you can't stay the same. If you accept the truth, then you can't keep pointing fingers. If you accept the truth, you have to accept responsibility. And that's heavy. That's why people avoid it. But avoiding it doesn't change reality. The truth isn't glamorous. The truth doesn't always make you smile. Sometimes the truth makes you angry. Sometimes it makes you cry. Sometimes it makes you ashamed. But the same truth that breaks you is the truth that can build you. Because once you face it, you can't run from it anymore. You either confront it or you collapse under it. Nobody likes hearing, "You're not giving your best." Nobody likes hearing, "You wasted too much time." Nobody likes hearing, "You're lazy." But those are the words that wake you up. They sting because they're real. They cut because deep down, you know they're right. People would rather have compliments than corrections. They want to be told they're doing fine, even if they're not. They want to be told everything will work out, even if they're doing nothing to change. But the truth doesn't lie to you. It doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about your growth. The truth nobody likes to hear is that where you are right now is a reflection of the choices you've made. Not luck, not fate, not what someone did to you. It's your choices. And the moment you accept that truth is the moment you take control of your future. Everyone wants success. Everybody talks about it, posts about it, dreams about it, but no one wants to hear about the price it demands. Success doesn't come with discounts. Success doesn't go on sale. Success requires full payment up front. It costs more than you thought you'd have to give, and it takes longer than you thought you'd have to wait. The price of success is late nights and early mornings. It's working while others are sleeping. It's studying while others are partying. It's saying no to distractions, no to comfort, no to the easy way. The price of success is not just money. It's your habits, your discipline, your patience, and your persistence. Success will cost you relationships because not everyone can go where you're going. It will cost you comfort because you'll have to push past what feels good into what is necessary. It will cost you failure because nobody reaches success without first being broken by defeat. Most people back out when they see the bill. They want success, but they don't want the cost. They want the dream, but they don't want the grind. They want the crown, but not the cross. They want to shine, but they don't want the suffering. And that's why so few actually make it. The truth is, success is not given. It's earned, and not in a moment, but daily. Earned in the hours nobody sees. Earned in the sacrifices nobody applauds. Earned in the discipline nobody celebrates. That's the cost. And it doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you feel like it. It demands to be paid in full. But when you finally pay the price, when you finally push past the cost, the reward will be worth it. The satisfaction of knowing you didn't cut corners, you didn't cheat, you didn't take the easy road, you fought for it, you bled for it, you worked for it. That's a reward money can't buy. No one wants to hear that success comes with pain, sacrifice, and discipline. But that's the truth, and until you're willing to pay that price, success will always stay just out of reach. Feelings are liars. Feelings are temporary. They come and go like the wind. One day you feel motivated. The next day you feel drained. One day you feel unstoppable. The next day you feel like quitting. If you live by your feelings, you'll never reach your potential. Because feelings are not built to lead you, they're built to distract you. No one wants to hear that your feelings don't matter when it comes to chasing your goals. You don't get to decide your future based on whether you feel like it. The world doesn't care about your mood. These swings. Life doesn't pause because you're emotional. Your dream doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Discipline is showing up when your feelings tell you to stay in bed. Discipline is working when your body says quit. Discipline is pushing forward when your mind says give up. Discipline is stronger than feelings, and that's why so few people succeed, because they let feelings drive the car instead of discipline. Feelings love comfort. Discipline loves growth. Feelings say, take a break. Discipline says, stay consistent. Feelings say, it's too hard. Discipline says, keep going. And when you learn to stop letting your feelings run the show, you step into a power that most people never find. No one wants to hear, I don't care how you feel, get it done. But that's the truth. Your boss doesn't care how you feel, get it done. Your bills don't care how you feel, get it done. Your goals don't care how you feel, get it done. Your legacy doesn't care how you feel, get it done. Too many people are led by their emotions, and that's why they're inconsistent. That's why they start but never finish. That's why they dream but never achieve, because they've confused feelings with focus. No one wants to hear it, but discipline will take you places your feelings will never let you reach. And the moment you learn that lesson, everything in your life begins to shift. Excuses are the easiest thing in the world to make and the most expensive thing to live with. No one wants to hear that your excuses don't put food on the table. Excuses don't cover the rent. Excuses don't build your dream. At the end of the month, the landlord doesn't want to hear about your struggles, your bad day, or your reasons. They want results. Life doesn't cash excuses, it cashes effort. People dress up excuses to make them sound reasonable. I'm tired. I didn't have time. Nobody helped me. Excuses always sound good when you say them out loud, but the truth is they buy you nothing but regret. They keep you stuck. They keep you broke. They keep you average, and people cling to them because excuses let you escape responsibility. No one wants to hear that excuses don't care about your potential. You can be the most gifted person in the world, but if excuses run your life, your gift will rot inside you. Excuses don't just stop you from winning, they rob the world of the greatness you were supposed to bring. Excuses feel safe because they shift the blame. If it's not your fault, you don't have to change. If it's not your fault, you can stay comfortable. But while you're busy protecting your ego with excuses, somebody else is out there working, building, creating, grinding, and they're taking the opportunities you thought belonged to you. Excuses don't just steal your money, they steal your time, they waste your years, they pile up until suddenly you wake up and realize life passed you by while you were making excuses. That's why excuses are so dangerous. They feel small in the moment, but deadly over time. No one wants to hear that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the excuses you keep feeding yourself. You can't change what you won't confront, and you can't confront what you keep excusing. Excuses don't pay bills. Effort does. Work do. Consistency does. If you want change, you have to stop explaining why you can't and start proving why you can. No one wants to hear that sometimes the biggest obstacle in your life isn't them, it's you. It's not the haters. It's not your boss. It's not the economy. It's the reflection in the mirror. That's a hard truth to swallow because it strips away every excuse. But until you admit it, you'll keep blaming shadows instead of facing the real fight. Your bad habits are the problem. Your lack of discipline is the problem. Your procrastination is the problem. It's easier to point at circumstances and people because that lets you off the hook. But the reality is, if you fixed you, if you changed you, most of the problems you're blaming on others would vanish overnight. No one wants to hear that their own choices put them in the position they're in. It's easier to say, they didn't give me a chance, than to admit I wasn't ready. It's easier to say they overlooked me than to admit I didn't do enough. But honesty is where freedom starts. Because when you admit you are the problem, you also discover that you are the solution. Blaming others makes you powerless, but responsibility makes you powerful. If they're the problem, then you're stuck. If you're the problem, then you can change it. That's why people resist responsibility. It demands work, but it also gives you the key to transformation. Nobody likes being told they're in their own way, but you'll never move forward until you stop standing in your own path. Pride blocks people from seeing the truth. Pride convinces you that it's always someone else's fault, and pride is the reason many people never grow. The moment you confront yourself is the moment you change your destiny. When you start holding yourself accountable, when you start disciplining your habits, when you stop making excuses, your life shifts. Because the problem is not bigger than you. The problem is you refusing to change. No one wants to hear it, but the sooner you face yourself, the sooner you'll break through the barriers you've been blaming on everyone else. Everybody is searching for shortcuts. Everybody wants the hack, the secret, the back door. But no one wants to hear that hard work is unavoidable. You cannot skip the grind. You cannot cheat the process. You cannot fake your way to greatness. If you try, life will expose you. No one wants to hear that there's no elevator to success. You've got to take the stairs, step by step, sweat by sweat, sacrifice by sacrifice. People hate that because stairs are slow, stairs are tiring, stairs require effort. But that's the only way. Hard work doesn't always look glamorous. It looks like late nights, early mornings, sore muscles, tired eyes. It looks like discipline when nobody is clapping, persistence when nobody is watching. That's why most people quit, because hard work feels heavy. But that weight is the very thing that makes you strong. No one wants to hear that hard work takes time. Everyone wants overnight results, but real success doesn't happen overnight. It's the product of consistent effort over time. It's the accumulation of small wins stacked on top of each other until suddenly people call you an overnight success. People who avoid hard work always stay stuck. They run in circles, chasing shortcuts that never deliver. They waste energy searching for easier ways instead of investing that energy in doing the work. By the time they realize it, someone who embraced hard work has already passed them. Hard work will test you. It will break you down before it builds you up, but it never cheats you. It always pays you back. You may not see the reward today, but every ounce of effort compounds. Every day you grind is a deposit into your future. No one wants to hear it, but the only bridge from where you are to where you want to be is called hard work. And you cannot cross it without sweat on your back and grit in your soul. We live in a world that craves validation. People want applause, likes, followers, cheers. But no one wants to hear that not everyone clapping for you is clapping for your success. Some are clapping because they're waiting for you to stumble. Some are smiling because they don't believe you'll finish. Not everyone who's around you is for you. No one wants to hear that waiting for support is a trap. If you need someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself, you'll never get started. You'll die waiting for validation that was never coming. Some of the people closest to you will doubt you the most, not because you can't, but because they can't see themselves doing it. You can't let the absence of applause stop you. You can't let the lack of cheers break you. The people who succeed are the ones who learned to build without applause, grind without validation, and grow without permission. They don't wait for support. They create results that demand respect. No one wants to hear that your circle may not be as loyal as you think. Some people in your life love you as long as you stay beneath them. The moment you rise, their support shifts to jealousy. That's why you can't measure your progress by how people respond, because people are fickle, but purpose is constant. The truth is, you'll feel lonely when you stop waiting for approval. You'll feel the sting of silence when you succeed without applause. But that's the proving ground. That's where you build a backbone instead of needing a hand clap. That's where you discover you never needed them in the first place. Not everyone will support you, and that's okay. You don't need the whole world to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself enough to start. Because once results show, the same people who doubted you will act like they always believed. No one wants to hear it, but support is optional. Your purpose is not. Comfort is silent poison. It feels good in the moment, but it slowly drains your potential. No one wants to hear that comfort is the reason their life isn't changing. Comfort tells you, rest a little longer. Comfort tells you, you've done enough. Comfort tells you, don't take the risk. And every time you listen, you kill a little piece of your future. No one wants to hear that comfort zones are prisons. They don't have bars, but they lock you in with fear, laziness, and stagnation. Comfort tricks you into believing you're safe, but the truth is, you're stuck. Safe today. Sorry tomorrow. Greatness never grows in comfort. Every person you admire, every success story you celebrate, every dream achieved, it all came from someone who stepped out of comfort into discomfort. They pushed past what felt good into what was necessary. That's the only way change happens. No one wants to hear that comfort will rob you blind. It steals your time, it steals your energy, and it steals your years. One day you'll look back and realize you traded your future for comfort today. That's the most expensive trade you'll ever make. Comfort makes people soft. It makes them avoid challenge, avoid growth, avoid struggle. But the very things comfort makes you avoid are the things that make you strong. Muscles grow under pressure. Diamonds form under heat. Greatness develops under discomfort. The truth is, comfort feels good now, but hurts later. Discomfort hurts now, but pays later. You get to choose your pain, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Comfort is just regret in slow motion. No one wants to hear it. But if you want to live the life you dream about, you have to kill comfort before it kills you. The world doesn't stop for your struggles. It doesn't pause because you're tired, hurting, or frustrated. No one wants to hear that the world doesn't care about your excuses, your tears, or your pain. Life keeps moving, whether you do or not, and if you don't move with it, you'll get left behind. That's a harsh truth, but it's the truth people need to hear. No one wants to hear that sympathy won't pay your bills, compassion won't build your dream, understanding won't change your situation. You can cry, you can vent, you can complain, but at the end of the day, the world demands results. The world doesn't reward effort alone, it rewards outcomes. That doesn't mean your pain isn't real. It doesn't mean your struggles don't matter. It means that pain doesn't excuse you from progress. Struggles don't give you permission to quit. Life doesn't hand out passes because things are hard. You either push through or you get passed by. No one wants to hear that the world will not wait for them. Opportunities don't wait. Time doesn't wait. Dreams don't wait. You can sit still if you want to, but while you're sitting, somebody else is moving, somebody else is hustling, somebody else is building, and when the chance comes, it won't wait for you to catch up. No one wants to hear that the world doesn't care about your story unless you win. People love success stories, not excuse stories. The very same crowd that ignores you now will clap for you later if you succeed, but they won't clap for your reasons why you didn't. That's the cold truth. The world doesn't care, but you should care. You should care enough to push anyway. You should care enough to fight anyway. You should care enough to refuse to let your circumstances define you. You should care enough to create a life that forces the world to take notice. No one wants to hear it, but the world doesn't care. And that's why you must care about your own life, your own dream, your own legacy enough to keep moving no matter what. Talent is overrated when it stands alone. No one wants to hear that talent is never enough. The graveyard is full of talented people who never disciplined themselves. People who had gifts, skills, brilliance, but no consistency, no grind, no discipline. Talent may open the door, but without discipline, you won't last inside. No one wants to hear that discipline beats talent every single time. The talented but lazy will always get outrun by the disciplined but consistent. Talent gives you a head start, but discipline wins the race. Because talent is natural, but discipline is a choice. Talent is a gift, but discipline is a lifestyle. People love being praised for their talent because it makes them feel special. But talent without discipline makes you fragile. When challenges come, talent crumbles. When setbacks hit, talent quits. Discipline is what makes you unshakable. Discipline is what carries you through the storms. No one wants to hear that talent is wasted without discipline. That's why so many people die with potential still inside them. They were gifted, but they never disciplined their gift. They had vision, but they never disciplined their habits. They had fire, but they never disciplined their focus. Discipline doesn't care if you're gifted. It doesn't care if you're talented. Discipline belongs to anyone willing to commit, sacrifice, and stay consistent. That's why the disciplined person always outgrows the talented one. Talent may get you applause. Discipline will get you legacy. Talent may make people notice you. Discipline will make people remember you. Talent may spark opportunities, but discipline will build empires. No one wants to hear it, but discipline is the difference between the gifted who talk about what they could have been and the disciplined who show the world what they became. No one wants to hear that pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Every struggle, every setback, every heartbreak, every failure, every tear is molding you into something stronger. Pain is the chisel that shapes you. It carves away weakness, laziness, pride, and excuses until only strength remains. No one wants to hear that pain is necessary. We want growth without struggle, success without suffering, progress without pressure. But that's not how it works. Pain is the fire that refines you. Without it, you remain soft. Without it, you remain fragile. Without it, you remain unprepared. Pain will visit you no matter what. You can choose the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. Either way, there will be pain. But one pain builds you while the other breaks you. That's why pain is part of the process. It ensures that only the strong survive the journey. No one wants to hear that pain is proof you're alive, proof you're growing, proof you're moving. If it doesn't hurt, it's not stretching you. If it doesn't burn, it's not building you. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Pain is not the enemy. It's evidence you're in the fight. No one wants to hear that pain isn't optional, but suffering is. You can suffer by letting pain stop you, or you can grow by letting pain push you. Pain itself doesn't decide your future. Your response to it does. The truth is, the same pain that tries to break you can be the same pain that builds you if you let it. Some of your greatest strength will come from your hardest battles. Some of your greatest wisdom will come from your deepest wounds. No one wants to hear it, but pain is not your punishment. Pain is your preparation. Time is the most valuable currency you have, and no one wants to hear that it's running out. People live like they've got forever. They waste days, weeks, years on distractions, comfort, and excuses. But tomorrow is not promised. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. No one wants to hear that the clock doesn't stop. Time doesn't care if you're tired. Time doesn't care if you're scared. Time doesn't care if you're ready. It keeps ticking, and while you hesitate, your dreams are slipping away. Procrastination is the silent killer of purpose. It whispers, "I'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow turns into next week turns into next year, and next year turns into, "I used to have a dream." The graveyard is full of dreams buried under the lie of, "I had time." No one wants to hear that the opportunity you put off today might never return. Doors close, chances expire, seasons shift, life gives opportunities, but it doesn't promise they'll come back. You can't keep waiting for the perfect moment. You have to create it. Time is running out for all of us. The only difference is some people use their time to build while others use it to wait. The builders become legends. The waiters become regrets. No one wants to hear that wasted time is more expensive than wasted money. You can earn money back, but you can never earn time back. Once it's gone forever. That's why time is priceless. No one wants to hear it, but if you keep waiting, you'll wake up one day and realize time didn't wait for you. No one wants to hear that the people around you are either pulling you up or dragging you down. Your circle is shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. If your circle doesn't push you, challenge you, or inspire you, then your circle is your cage. No one wants to hear that some friendships are killing their dreams. Some people you love are the very reason you're stuck. They laugh at your ambition, they mock your vision, they encourage your laziness, and you let them because it's comfortable. But comfort, disguised as friendship, is still poison. The truth is, you can't fly with people who are crawling. You can't dream big around people who think small. You can't live focused if you're surrounded by the distracted. Birds of a feather flock together, and if you stay with chickens, don't be surprised when you never soar like an eagle. No one wants to hear that sometimes you have to outgrow people, not because you don't love them, but because they don't love growth. They want to stay the same, they want to stay safe, and if you let them, they'll keep you small too. No one wants to hear that loyalty to the wrong circle can cost you your destiny. You don't owe anyone your potential, you don't owe anyone your purpose, you don't owe anyone your future. Protect your circle like your life depends on it, because it does. The right circle will push you when you're lazy, they'll check you when you're slipping, they'll challenge you when you settle, they'll hold you accountable when you make excuses. That's the power of a real circle. No one wants to hear it, but if your circle doesn't inspire you, then your circle is your ceiling. No one wants to hear that greatness is lonely. Everyone imagines the spotlight, the applause, the celebration, but what they don't see are the hours spent alone, the sacrifices that separate you from the crowd, the isolation that comes with chasing something bigger than yourself. No one wants to hear that the higher you climb, the fewer people can come with you. Not everybody can handle the altitude. Not everybody can understand your vision. Not everybody is willing to make the sacrifices you're making, and the higher you go, the lonelier it gets. Greatness requires separation. It requires you to stand apart, to be different, to walk a path others are unwilling to walk. That separation feels lonely, but it's necessary. You cannot be great by blending in. You cannot be extraordinary by staying calm. No one wants to hear that sometimes the people closest to you won't understand you. They won't get why you're working so hard. They won't get why you're sacrificing. They won't get why you're obsessed with your vision. And that's okay. They don't have to, because your purpose wasn't given to them. It was given to you. The loneliness of greatness is not a punishment. It's a refining. In the quiet, in the solitude, in the nights when it's just you and your grind, you develop strength. You develop focus. You develop resilience. Things the crowd can't give you. No one wants to hear that greatness comes with isolation, but it's true. And the sooner you accept the loneliness, the sooner you'll understand it's shaping you. Greatness is lonely, but it's worth it. No one wants to hear that at the end of the day, nobody owes you anything. Not your family, not your friends, not the government, not the world. Nobody owes you success, opportunities, or recognition, but you owe it to yourself to give your all. No one wants to hear that nobody's coming to save them. You can wait all you want, but no hero is showing up. The rescue is in your own hands. The responsibility is yours. And until you accept that, you'll keep waiting for help that's not on the way. You owe it to yourself to stop playing small. You owe it to yourself to stop settling. You owe it to yourself to stop making excuses. You owe it to yourself to discover how far you can go, how strong you can be, how much potential you really have. No one wants to hear that your dream is your responsibility, not your family's, not your friends, not your boss's, yours. If you don't chase it, nobody will chase it for you. If you don't protect it, nobody will protect it for you. No one wants to hear that you can't keep blaming others for where you are. Because when you stand before the mirror, it's not about them, it's about you. You owe it to that reflection, to fight harder, to push further, to never quit. You owe it to yourself to stop living in survival mode and start living in purpose mode. Survival is existing, purpose is living. And the difference is in the choices you make daily. No one wants to hear it, but at the end of the day, you owe it to yourself to stop dreaming small and start living big. No one wants to hear that life is not decided by fate, luck, or chance. It's decided by choice. Every decision you make writes your future. Every yes, every no, every step, every pause, it is all a choice, and your choices are shaping your life whether you admit it or not. No one wants to hear that excuses are a choice, laziness is a choice, discipline is a choice, focus is a choice, distraction is a choice, growth is a choice, comfort is a choice. You can't escape responsibility by pretending it's out of your control. It's always been in your hands. No one wants to hear that success is not complicated. It's consistent choices, daily choices. Ordinary choices stacked over time until they produce extraordinary results. The problem is, people want extraordinary results without making extraordinary choices. No one wants to hear that you choose your future. You choose whether you stay stuck or move forward. You choose whether you stay average or become great. You choose whether you waste time or use it. Your destiny is not waiting for you to get lucky. It's waiting for you to choose differently. No one wants to hear that excuses feel easier now but cost you more later. Choices of comfort today become chains tomorrow. Choices of discipline today become freedom tomorrow. You can't escape the consequences of your choices. They will meet you down the road. The truth is, your life is not an accident. It's a reflection of your choices. And the moment you accept that, you step into power. Because if your choices got you here, your choices can get you out. No one wants to hear it, but the choice is yours. Always has been, always will be.